Good morning. It's Lori Porter filling in for Katie in the morning. Welcome, everyone. It's my pleasure to be able to sit in for Katie. I probably don't do quite as good a job as she does since she's your regular morning host, but I'm going to do the best I can. And what I want to talk about today is probably something that's been talked a lot about from Katie, from Dane, from Jeff Wellman, everybody that's been before the camera. It's been all over Facebook for a couple of weeks now, and that was our CNA Fest 2018 down in Little Rock, Arkansas last month. We will be there every year now for the foreseeable future. We allowed our members who were in attendance at CNA Fest to vote and decide after they'd been there a night or two, is this the place for us? Have you liked it here? And everybody unanimously said, yes, this is our place. That, I don't even know how many acres, I should know, 40 some acres, I believe, maybe even more, of the Vine Center at the Arkansas 4-H Center in Little Rock, Arkansas. It was CNA and Assisted Living Caregiver City for the 3 days that we were there, of having the best time networking, visiting, learning, speaking, all kinds of wonderful food and plenty of drinks and fellowship. And the after party, I'll tell you what, I've still got cherries that were in moonshine. Never had such a thing before. I wore a white suit, as some of you may know, and my understanding is the cherry juice will never come out of my white suit. So it had to be disposable for the one event, and so I'll never be able to bring back that white suit again. Anyway, so I know everyone that was there had a great time. Geraldine Mackey, one of our ambassadors, she has circulated a video that has been commented on well over 1,000 times of CNAs and assisted living caregivers who are not members of NACA currently, but who want to become members, who want to know how to get to CNA Fest. So I thank Geraldine and all of our ambassadors, board members, and the NACA staff for being responsive on Facebook and getting questions answered, so that I told Geraldine, I said, we may have to have 2 fests next year if we get this kind of turnout. The place only holds 500 of us. So with 1,000,004 CNAs, and then you bring together our assisted living caregiver sisters and brothers in service, you have a whole bunch of frontline caregivers across the long-term care spectrum in the United States of America. And I want us all to come together, celebrate the care we provide, celebrate who we are and our greatness. Matter of fact, at 2018 Fest a couple of weeks ago, I asked all the attendees to write your story. We had our speaker, Meg Laporte, a journalist from the Beltway area, Maryland, D.C., and she spent some time working with each of our members in terms of developing your story. The powerhouse that CNAs are is all too often kept quiet. You haven't developed your story. You may be out and about going, somebody might say, well, why are you a CNA? And you say, well, I like taking care of the old people. That is not a story. That is not compelling. It's not compassionate, and it robs you of who you really are internally. Why do you like taking care of the elderly? How did you become part of this whole profession? What led you to be a caregiver, a CNA, an assisted living caregiver? What was your journey? How did it happen? Everybody has a different story. I've seen stories come in where the CNA said, well, I went there 32 years ago because I wanted to buy a new set of curtains for my living room. So she made the money for her curtains and never left. It's been 30 some years. That is a story. I want to hear your story. You all know my story. I believe you do. If you don't, it's all over video and other places, but we all have a story. And that's what is going to compel other people to follow in our footsteps. So there'll be someone to care for you and me. So send in your stories. If you went to CNA Fest, we've gotten probably 70 or 80 stories so far. I'd like to get 300 at a minimum, because we want to make a book of CNA and assisted living caregiver stories. The relationship between you and the residents. What led you on this journey? So that people in America can understand who we are, why we are, and, truthfully, how great we are. The service that we've provided to this country. Our elders have been forgotten in this society. Forgotten by everyone except those of us who work in nursing homes. People turn their nose at, ew, I don't know how you can do that. Your story is what will change this to this. To this. That's what we have to do. That's our obligation, I do believe, as professional caregivers, to tell a story that'll inspire someone else to follow in our lead. That's pretty much the best advice I can give on Katie in the Morning, is that we tell our stories. We put this book together so we can share them with other people who can understand how great our residents are, how they've been forgotten by this society, send a reminder they're still here, and let everyone know we have their back. We have their care. Certainly we need more of you, and we'll find a way. Recruiting is not the problem. Recruiting is not the problem. Teaching, mentoring, educating, and uplifting new people to follow in our footsteps. That's the greatest legacy we'll be able to leave behind in our years of service. I may be with you again tomorrow morning with Katie in the Morning. We have to give her some time off every once in a while. Hopefully I filled in well enough that I can come back tomorrow. Tomorrow, if I happen to be on guest hosting Katie in the Morning, we're going to talk a lot about membership and why it's important that we grow our membership in NACA to ensure quality care at the bedside every day. Until tomorrow, you'll see Katie or me one. You get out there and keep caring and keep sharing. And for now, NACA out.